Hey, it's Coach Justin from Ultimate Baseball Training. Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to be going over 5 baseball outfield mistakes to avoid at all costs. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. All right, so the very first mistake that you want to avoid is missing the cutoff man. This is something that drives coaches wild, and I'm telling you, this will make you stand out on the field, but in a negative way if you're constantly sailing the ball over your cutoff man's head. Now I get it, you want to show off your arm strength, you want to maybe hose a guy at the plate or whatever, but what I encourage you to do is just keep your throws low. You can still throw it as hard as you possibly can, but you want to keep your throws low and you want to throw through the cutoff man. That's another kind of mistake inside the mistake, right? A lot of outfielders, they field the ball and they try to throw it to the cutoff man. So if the cutoff man's right here, they try to throw it just to the cutoff man. You don't want to do that. You don't want to lob it into the cutoff man and force him to catch it and make a relay. We want to just have the throw low enough where we're throwing through his cap. And so if it makes sense, if the catcher yells, cut to, and it makes sense for him to catch it and then redirect it, he can. Or you have enough zip on the ball that he can just let it go, and it gives your catcher a nice long hop, or you throw it all the way there, right? So that's the very first and one of the biggest mistakes that I see outfielders make. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some reps for you to master this, work on it in practice, and then every single time you're doing in and out, make sure that you're throwing through the cutoff man, not to him. And the worst case scenario, do not miss, just completely sail it over your cutoff man's head. The next mistake is throwing behind runners. Now I'm going to give you 2 specific examples. First of all, there's a runner on second base, all right? Runner on second base, and let's say there's a fly ball hit to me here in center field, and I make the catch. Now throwing behind a runner would be if I throw that ball to second base and he's tagging, he's gonna, maybe it's a deeper fly ball, he's tagging, and then I throw the ball to second base. That would be throwing behind him. Where should that ball go, rather? If he's at second base and he's tagging, that ball should go ahead of him, right? It should go to third base. Or another example, let's say that there's a runner on third base, right? And there's a ground ball, or even let's say that same runner on second base and there's a base hit up the middle. So it's on the ground, it's a base hit. And then I see a lot of guys, make the mistake of fielding the ball, and when a runner is already, easily gonna score, they still try to, get that out. They miss their cutoff man, and then all of a sudden, that base runner, instead of hitting a single, he's able to advance to second base, and then he's in scoring position, all right? And so you always wanna throw the correct number of bases in front of runners. You never want to throw behind runners. So a general rule of thumb on base hits, right? You should throw the ball 2 bases ahead, all right? And it's important to listen to your infielders because it depends on where the ball's hit, right? If it's a base hit up the middle, runner on second base, but you have a chance to get him at the plate, right? Well, then obviously the play's at the plate. But if it's a ball in the gap or something like that where he's for sure going to score, it makes no sense to throw the ball to home plate. He's already going to score. We don't want to let that runner advance. All right, so general rule of thumb is 2 bases for a base hit, and then on a pop fly, a fly ball, then typically it's 1 base ahead of the lead runner. Okay, so runners on first and second, then that would mean 1 base ahead of the lead runner is at third base. But listen to your infielders. The next big mistake that I see is false steps. So if you look at my feet here, false steps can happen in a variety of different ways. The most common false step is I'm in center field, I'm getting ready to go, I take maybe a right left to get ready, and the ball is hit over my head this way, and if my first step is with my right foot forward like this, and then I do my drop step, well, I haven't really gained any ground and the ball is, already traveling. I'm wasting time. So instead, what I should do is really just no wasted movement, just open up my hips and drop my left foot here like this. I don't want to have a false step of, remember, I'm going this direction. I don't want to step this way first and then this way. And that's just one example. False steps can come in so many different ways. Maybe maybe it's a really shallow fly ball where, the infielders are all saying in, and I don't recognize it off the bat. So I take 3 steps back and then, oh no, and then I start having to run in. We want to avoid false steps if at all possible. The best way to do that is just, you got to work on it in BP. You got to work on getting really good jumps. Another drill I love to do is just put a baseball bat in front of your toes and have a coach point a specific direction. So you approach the baseball bat, have a coach point, again, let's say he points this direction. You'll know you're doing the drill right when you open up like this and the baseball bat doesn't move. But if you kick your right foot forward and the bat moves and then you open up, then obviously there's some wasted movement in there. Another big mistake that I see a lot of outfielders make is drifting to fly balls. And what I mean by that is if a ball is hit this way over my head, a lot of times I see, outfielders who really, they're just kind of meandering to the fly ball without any rhyme or reason. They're not trying to get to the spot first, which is what you should do. You should get to the spot first and work through the baseball. But the biggest thing that's wrong with just drifting to a fly ball is, let's say I'm throwing to third base. When I catch the ball, if I catch it like this, I'm not in any position to actually make a throw. So what I want to do instead of drifting is I want to really run as hard as I can, get to the spot first where you're going to make the catch. So run this way, get to the spot first, turn around and position yourself in a good spot to be able to make the catch and make a good throw. We want to be behind the baseball because it's easier to come in on the ball and catch it on the run and then transition into our crow hop or our pro step or whatever. It's easier to come in on it than it is to just catch it, we're flat-footed, or even worse, have to at the last second backpedal like this, all right? But don't drift to the spot, sprint, go hard your first few steps, get to the spot first, and then you'll be in a much better position to make a throw. And then the very last common mistake that I always see with outfielders, we kind of already touched on this, but it's not working through the ball. And this can be a fly ball or even a ground ball. So, if you just basically settle underneath the baseball and you're flat-footed like this, and then you make the catch and you don't have any momentum going towards your target, do you really think that's going to be your strongest throw? Absolutely not. And then we're completely stuck here. We're standing still. And so then we have to make the catch and overcome inertia to get that momentum going towards our target. So it's better to work through the ball, meaning, we get to the spot where the ball is going to land and we actually get behind that spot a little bit. That way, as the ball comes down, we can actually start running, get our momentum going towards our target. Then we can easily get our catch and go into our crow hop. It's the same with the ball on the ground, right? A lot of infielders, or a lot of outfielders rather, they get to the ball and they completely stop. Now you do have to settle down. You have to quiet your feet a little bit. You can't just sprint through a ground ball in the outfield because we don't want it to get past us. But don't just completely stop and wait for the ground ball. Try to keep as much momentum going through and to your target as possible. All right, so that's it. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. And really quickly before you go, I want you to grab my free Bat Speed Boosters workout. This is a workout that's gonna help you take your bat speed to the next level. It's filled with specific drills that are gonna help you really boost your bat speed and your power. And the best part, it's 100% free like I mentioned. So to grab that, all you have to do, click on this card right up here. Just click on that card, that'll take you to a page. All I need is your email address. That way I know where to send this free bat speed workout, all right? So go ahead, do that right now. Last thing, if you're not subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn your notifications on. That way you're notified whenever we release brand new baseball videos every single week. Until next time, I'm out.